Facebook shares are down after reporting earnings that missed expectations, but revenue that topped estimates. The biggest tech companies keep getting bigger, though, and Facebook is no exception. The social network now has 1.94 billion monthly active users, up from 1.8 billion last quarter. And at this rate, Facebook could hit 2 billion total users by next quarter. Another big contributor to overall revenue is mobile advertising. Mobile ads accounted for 85% of ad revenue, thanks in part to Instagram's rapid growth. Yet the company warns that revenue could slow down this year. Revenue growth could slow down this year because they are running out of space to put ads in the core app. I just spoke to COO Sheryl Sandberg, who had this to say about ad load.
We carefully track the impact of ads on the user experience. We've been doing that for the last several years. We've said that ad load is up from a few years ago, and we've been able to do this by improving the quality and the relevance of the ads. Where we are focused is continuing to improve that ad quality and relevance.
Joining us now from Seattle, eMarketer Principal Analyst Deborah Aho Williamson, who specializes in social media marketing and the demographics of social media users. So, Deborah, your first take on the numbers and especially what's going on with ads.
Those are just incredible numbers. I mean, every quarter, it seems like Facebook has another quote-unquote great quarter, and it's kind of hard to see where there might be problems. The revenue number looks great. The user number looks great. There's a lot of momentum at Facebook. But by the same token, you just mentioned Sheryl Sandberg's comments about ad load. We've heard about this for some time, and I think what it's really starting to show is that Facebook is looking for its Act 2 when it comes to revenue. The news feed has been its main source of revenue for 5 years, and now it's looking for other things. Instagram,
well, that next
video
act
ads.
might be, right. That next act might be Instagram, which some people have called
True.
Facebook's next Facebook, 700 million users. Take a listen to what Sheryl Sandberg had to say about Instagram in particular and how much it's contributing now to the overall pie.
Instagram is, a very important mobile ad platform. Along with Facebook, we think the two most important mobile ad platforms, and we're seeing strong growth across both. I think the increasing visualization of ads is part of why ads on Instagram are so appealing. And the fact that you can buy ads through the Facebook ad system on Facebook, on Instagram, on Audience Network, use the same infrastructure, the same targeting, the same measurement, I think gives that platform a lot of ability to deliver results for marketers. I think it's early, but we're also seeing advertisers pretty excited about ads in stories, which has a really, again, heavy visualization and a nice ability to reach people.
That said, Deborah, they still don't break out Instagram revenue, which also always makes you wonder, why not? I mean, how at what point does Instagram meaningfully contribute to this, to the point where they're willing to show us the numbers?
Well, I actually think it's already meaningfully contributing to Facebook's revenue. Our forecast this year is that Instagram will have $4 billion in ad revenue, and that's going to be over 1/10 of Facebook's total revenue if that number comes true. We have a number of $36 billion for Facebook ad revenue this year. So it's already a big contributor. So that's probably not the reason why they're not sharing the exact numbers. But I do think that Instagram is a really interesting platform for marketers. They're still really, really intrigued by it, and they still really want to learn more about how to reach that youth audience that's so prominent on Instagram.
Now, something else that they're experimenting with is different forms of video advertising, potentially mid-roll ads. Take a listen to what Sandberg had to say about that.
Right now, we're in the testing phases of ad breaks, and we're excited to be testing them. And it's going well so far, but it's early days, and we will see.
Mark Zuckerberg has famously been against pre-roll ads, but mid-roll ads, very much like a commercial on television. How optimistic are you about that, Deborah, as a future source of revenue?
Well, mid-roll ads and pre-roll ads, for that matter, have been really successful for other platforms like YouTube. So it makes a lot of sense for Facebook to get involved in mid-roll. I agree that pre-roll is maybe not the right format for Facebook, but I feel like as Facebook starts to roll out more video programming within its platform, including advertising within it, I think that advertisers are going to be very intrigued by it. Video advertising in general is growing enormously, and advertisers want to find new places to spend those dollars, and I think Facebook will probably benefit.
Now, there's been some concern about graphic violence on Facebook, Facebook Live, specifically about the rise in fake news. Facebook has announced a number of things to combat these issues. And Sheryl Sandberg told me that they haven't seen any meaningful impact on revenue from these problems. How big a risk factor, Deborah, do you think those two things are?
I think they can be a risk factor. The advertisers that we've talked to in the past couple of months about issues like this, they haven't reported any change in the way that their ads are being responded to, or the engagement, or the return on investment for their advertising. So far these things haven't had an impact on the revenue, on the advertisers' ability to use Facebook. But you have to wonder over time if people's attitudes change, if they're happy using Facebook, if they're worried about using Facebook, if that causes them to be less engaged with Facebook. And so I think all of these things bear watching, but right now we're not seeing any evidence on the revenue side.